This week is a mirror for you. You like being the one who steps forward, who sets the tone, who turns a room with confidence, and this week asks a hard question. Do you want the spotlight, or do you want substance that lasts? From Monday to Sunday, you walk across a bridge from performance to proof, from noise to numbers, from pride to grounded presence. Early in the week, you feel visible and a little restless, like the camera is suddenly closer. People look to you for cues. That feels good, but the subtext is sharper than it looks. You're being asked to cut what is flashy and keep what is real. If you've been carrying a brand that doesn't match your behavior, cracks show fast. If you post for attention, you may get attention for the wrong reason. If you lead with kindness and clear boundaries, doors open. The energy is simple, but not easy. Your image upgrades only if your choices follow. You will notice it in small things first. What you wear, how you speak in the first 5 seconds of a call, how you enter a room. If you show up with warmth and straight talk, people relax. If you perform, eyes glaze. Think of it as the week where your "about me" becomes a living promise, not a paragraph. The center of the week moves into money, speech, and agreements, and this is where the real test lives. The theme is audit and alignment. Payslips, invoices, reimbursements, subscriptions, taxes, claims, shared accounts, insurance, legal clauses, anything that mixes numbers and words wants your close attention. If you're a salaried Leo rising, double-check payroll, bonuses, and leave balances. If you run a business, scrub your pricing, SOWs, and vendor terms. If you freelance, bring your invoices current and chase gently but firmly. The risk this week is not imaginary. A missed clause can cost you. A fuzzy email can be read as approval. A rushed signature can bind you to a timeline you cannot meet. There is also a pattern of delays and revisions that feels like fog. Things are not broken, just slower and stricter. This is not a sign to collapse. It is a call to bring receipts. Put numbers in writing. Confirm timelines in writing. If you get a surprise bill, ask for the itemized breakdown. If a claim is denied, escalate politely with evidence. Worst-case possibilities for some Leo risings include a tax notice, an insurance pushback, a withheld payment due to scope confusion, or a compliance review on expenses. If you work in a regulated industry, expect tighter scrutiny from risk and legal. If you have been casual with expense reports, tidy them now. If you have any joint debts or loans with a partner, talk about them midweek before Sunday. Silence breeds assumptions, and assumptions turn into resentment. Communication and skills are another hot track. You will be asked to speak clearly under pressure and do it in fewer words. Tone matters more than volume. A single sentence can move a decision. A paragraph can sink it. If your days involve emails, DMs, pitches, content, or code, you need to slow your send button. Screenshots travel. Messages are forwarded. People will test your consistency. Do you say one thing privately and another publicly? If you are building an audience, simplify your hook and make one promise you can keep. If you manage people, write scopes like a contract lawyer. Who does what, by when, with what done criteria. If you work with siblings, cousins, or friends, honor boundaries like you would with a client. Travel and commutes can bring friction, so pad time. A minor car issue, a ticket, or a lost pass is more likely if you are rushed and distracted. Back up your devices. Label your cables. It sounds boring, but boring saves you from preventable drama. On the upside, when you adjust your tone and tighten your assets, slides, decks, pages, prototypes, people say yes more quickly. The week rewards clean design, tidy structure, and respectful assertiveness. Think of it as building a bridge by placing exact stones, not by throwing gravel and hoping it holds. Home and emotional bass sit in the background with a quiet hum that can become a roar if you ignore it. This is the time to check your apartment or house for leaks, loose wires, beeping alarms, or security gaps. If you have been putting off a small fix, it's the kind of week when a small fix becomes an expensive emergency if neglected. If you're negotiating a lease or mortgage, read the fine print twice. If you live with family, the boundary conversation you've avoided returns, especially around noise, work hours, shared chores, or caregiving. Some Leo risings will field a parent's health wobble, nothing to panic about if you act early, but a reminder to book screenings, refill meds, and share emergency contacts. If you are long distance from family, expect a late-night message that asks for practical help. Say yes to the practical if you can, and say no to the emotional spiral. Your nervous system wants quiet corners this week, even if your calendar is loud. Creativity, dating, and risk behave like a flickering flame. There is joy here if you respect time and truth. If you are dating, honesty about availability and intention will save you from a messy reveal next week. Love triangles, secret chats, or mixed signals unravel fast under this light. If you are a parent, school logistics, fees, or project deadlines may crunch. Clear checklists and earlier bedtimes calm the house. If you gamble, stocks, options, crypto, fantasy sports, expect a sharp lesson if you chase heat. It is a good week for capping exposure, not for doubling down. If you are a creator, treat your craft like a workplace. Block time, set a deliverable, and stop polishing once it meets the bar. Awards come later. Working clean comes now. Workload and health are under deep edit. The pressure you feel is real, but the way out is structural, not heroic. Scope creep, missing specs, ambiguous roles, or a boss who moves the goalposts will tempt you to overwork. That is how mistakes happen. The quiet risk for some Leo risings is a performance plan, a skipped promotion, or a round of cuts where disorganized contributors are the first to go. Don't panic. Document. Track tasks, decisions, and timelines. Ask for written priorities. If you are leading, give them. Fix your chair, screen height, and lighting. Your back and wrists will thank you. If you have a chronic condition, keep meds consistent and avoid skipping meals. If you've been ignoring sleep, the middle of the week can bring a crash. Protect your night. Hydration and a short walk produce more output than an extra hour of jittery work. That sounds obvious, but this is the kind of week where obvious saves your job and your sanity. Partnerships and public relations are a carousel of mirrors. You may meet charming offers that want you to move fast. Don't. A collaborator could oversell what they can deliver. A client might ask for free extra rounds because we're almost there. A spouse or partner might need clarity on money, family obligations, or how public you both want to be about a shared plan. There is also a strand of projection. Others will act out what you are avoiding. If you crave attention, you may attract people who crave it more and steal the room. If you fear conflict, you may draw someone who picks fights. The fix is to speak plainly and walk away from bait. Worst case for a few Leo risings, a public feud, a contract dispute, or a leak of private messages that dents reputation. You can avoid most of this by choosing calm, written boundaries and moving slowly on anything that smells like a shortcut. Shared money and psychology are the weight-bearing beams. Expect to review loans, claims, reimbursements, or family trust matters. If you have a business partner, align on cash flow and tax set-asides. If you are in divorce proceedings or settling an estate, the pace is slow but steady when you keep your paperwork tight. Therapy and shadow work can move something deep, but it may come with fatigue and tears. That is not weakness. That is a washout of old sediment. If secrets are in the mix, yours or others, compassion paired with consequences works better than denial. If you are dealing with addiction in the family, pick one clear boundary and hold it. If the week brings a sudden crisis, you are not being punished. You are being asked to choose truth over delay. Beliefs, studies, and travel run on a flexible timetable. If you are applying for visas, grants, scholarships, or publishing slots, expect a second round of edits or an extra document request. If you are teaching or presenting, plan for tech hiccups and have a backup. If you're traveling long distance, choose refundable options and lighter bags. A moral or ethical dilemma could pop up at work or in your network. Answer it simply. Would I be proud of this on the front page? If not, adjust. Career and public image are wired for surprise. A reorg, a leadership change, a product pivot, a platform outage, an unexpected media mention, a new compliance rule. Any of these can hit your week. For some Leo risings, this means an opportunity to pitch an innovation that saves time or reduces risk. For others, it means winding down a strategy that no longer serves. Worst-case outcomes for a small group include a role elimination or a public critique. If you're in that group, remember that endings clear paths. Your long-term arc is not broken, it's being reset to match who you've become. For most Leo risings, the more likely outcome is a demanding week that ends with a cleaner job description and better tools if you advocate for them with data and patience. Networks and friendships carry luck. You can receive a referral, an introduction, or a helpful template from someone in your circles if you state your need clearly. This is also where noise can escalate, so avoid group chat drama and clout-chasing threads. Say less, contribute something useful, and leave the room before it turns into a pile-on. A modest win here, one new connection, one thoughtful comment, one honest testimonial, goes farther than a dozen hot takes. Sleep, solitude, and expenses deserve real attention. Early in the week, your body asks for an early night, not because you're weak, but because you are processing a lot. Close apps. Put a glass of water by your bed. You will feel the difference the next morning when the money and speech themes intensify. This is also the right time to cancel 2 subscriptions you don't use and move one auto payment to a date that fits your cash flow. Invisible leaks are still leaks. The meaning of this week for you, at a soul level, is a reset from looking powerful to being responsible. The karma here is not punishment. It is growth through accountability. There is a reason behind the friction. You are being taught to value what lasts over what shines, to love what is real more than what is loud. If it hurts at times, it is because pride is a tender thing. When you let go of chasing applause, you feel a brief emptiness. That emptiness is a clean stage waiting for a true story. The suffering, when it comes, is a signal that something fake is leaving and something true is entering. That does not mean you stop enjoying beauty or attention. It means you enjoy them without addiction. It means your words match your numbers. It means your yes is a yes you can keep. Here is how the days flow. Monday and Tuesday put you on stage and ask for honest presence. The simplest introduction beats the glitzy one. Wednesday and Thursday turn the lights onto money, promises, and responsibilities. Treat this like a review that you can pass with calm and proof. Thursday has a finish it tone. Close something heavy and make room. Friday lifts emotion and pride. Your heart wants to be seen. Choose kindness and you get applause without asking. Saturday feels like driving in traffic on a hill. Steady beats frantic. Change gears, not the destination. Sunday is a reset around what you value and how you speak about it. Make one small promise about money or speech and keep it. That's your seed for the next chapter. I will not sugarcoat the risks. Some of you will face a tough budget call, a denied claim, a rough meeting with a boss, a hard talk in a relationship, a parent who needs attention, a night of anxiety when the mind will not stop. None of that means you are failing. It means the week is working exactly as designed. You are being refined, not reduced. When in doubt, return to the simplest moves. Speak plainly, write it down, protect your sleep, drink water, keep your proof, and cut one vanity habit. You are a fire sign. Your nature is to lead with warmth and courage. This week asks you to add patience to that fire so it becomes a steady lantern instead of a flash. If you do that, you end the week stronger, clearer, and more trusted. The bridge you are crossing does not lead back to the old stage. It leads to a room where your voice matters because it is true.